we're here at a wonderful breakfast and luncheon activity. I guess let Miss Virginia Berry White tell us all about it, if you will.
Okay, well, this is Family Solutions of the Low Country, our 8th annual Infant Mortality Awareness Luncheon. We are recognizing those babies who were born but died before their first birthday. And so we're trying to decrease infant mortality and also improve men and women's health. And so today we're celebrating and also recognizing, and we are so pleased to have the number of people that we have here on today.
Who's this gentleman standing here to your left?
This is our guest speaker for today. He's the speaker of the hour, Shane Salter from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Mr. Salter, welcome to Orangeburg.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
What do we have to look forward to hearing from you today?
Well, I hope I'll be able to provide a message of inspiration, not only to Family Solutions and all of their partners, but also to young men around the importance of remaining engaged in your children's lives and how that contributes to overall healthy development. So I'm really glad to be here.
Would you say that a part of the breakdown in society today is the fact that some men are disconnected from their children?
I think very, very much so. I see it every day. I'm now working as an educator, and I see the difference when men are involved. I even see the difference when children have male teachers in the classroom. So we need a greater presence of men and to accept responsibility for the outcomes of our children.
Part of your message is recruitment as well, getting other people and replicating yourself to do exactly what you're doing.
My life mission, yes.
We look forward to it. Anything else from you, Miss Virginia Berry White?
Well, that's it. We're so great to have him here with us today. So great to have you here as well. The more that we can get the news out in the media outlets, the better it will be for the community. So we thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. We look forward to the presentation this afternoon. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Harvey Elwood, and I'm here at the Low Country for Healthy Solutions activity, their luncheon, annual luncheon. It looks like it's going to be a fantastic event. We're really excited about what's getting ready to happen here today, and we want you to stay tuned and enjoy.
For the 8th annual Infant Mortality Awareness Luncheon, and I can't tell you how beautiful this room and you look today. So one of the reasons that people bring me in to MC is because I have a reputation for moving things along. So you can best assure that that's what I'm about to do. Does that make you happy? I think it does. I think it does.
The essence of humanity. And it speaks to the fact that a person with Ubuntu is open and available to others, affirming of others, does not feel threatened, that others are able and good, based from a proper self-assurance that comes from knowing that he or she belongs in a greater whole and is diminished when others are humiliated or diminished, when others are tortured or oppressed, excuse me. So essentially the premise of Ubuntu really is, I am what I am because of who we all are. I am what I am because of who we all are. And there's a story of an anthropologist who was working with some kids around that had learned Ubuntu at a very young age, and these children, and he told these children, he tied some candy to a tree, and he told these children that, he put them in a circle, and he said, whoever gets to that tree first can have all that candy. And he said, okay, when I count to 3, go. So he counted to 3, And with the expectation that all these children would run together, the children joined hands. And they walked slowly to that tree, and they shared. They shared that candy. And that is essentially what we need to do. That is what our calling is with early childhood initiatives. As we build a system, as we begin to foster hope, as we begin to pick up those that are in need, but at the same time strengthen the families that we work with, we have to take that Ubuntu to them as well and work under this same.
I came here today, I hope to bring you a message of inspiration, because what you're doing, I can't imagine there being a greater calling. Trying to strengthen families and build strong children, there can't be any greater calling on a life. You see, when you look in my eyes, do you see a little boy wanting to be loved by a family? When you look at my face with no shame or disgrace, please remember I'm still trying to run this race. Trying to be what I'd wish you'd see. A boy in desperate need of a strong family. Oh, what I'd do if I could start anew and rest among the chosen few. You see, I'd cry no more tears for those yesteryears, but I'd smile with joy for that little boy who was a part of a strong family. I wrote that poem because at 4 years old, I became a parent. And while biologically that's relatively impossible, I think, but I was thrown into that responsibility because I was born to a mom who was a teenager, and a couple of years later, she had my baby brother. And she became addicted to drugs. And I learned the responsibility of trying to keep things together while my mom was out on her binges. And there was this one particular time my mom left, and she gave me very clear instructions. I knew not to open the door, not to walk out. I mean, we had a little program going, and I learned how to change diapers and give my brother the bottle. But this time she left, and she didn't come back. And I had to figure out, now what do I do? You know, my brother was crying. I couldn't stop him from crying, and so we were in a basement apartment of a brownstone in New York City. And I opened the door and I stumbled out to the street and found by then they had police officers who walked the beat. And so they were neighborhood police officers. And apparently I'm told that I found this police officer, or he found me, going through trash looking for food. And I was able to show him where my brother and I were staying. And when he got there and saw the conditions, the authorities were called and we were taken into emergency foster care. And that was my beginning of my road and my contact with people like you.
What I wanted to talk to you all about was this particular area of the state and the growth that it's experiencing. And for a long time, you know, it's kind of incremental, but now you can really see it, right?
You see bubbling.
Yes, and tell me why that is, Senator.
I think there are several reasons. I had to be honest, I had a call this morning from a guy out of Charlotte who was looking to do some economic development in the county, and he wanted to know what was the status of the interchange in Santee. I think there are a couple of reasons. Basically, our location is good. We're about 8-hour drive time for 75% of the U.S. population. We're about 4 hours drive time from Jacksonville, 4 hours from Atlanta, 4 hours from Charlotte. Those are the 3 fastest growing areas in the Southeast. And so if you want to get your product to market and looking for multiple ways to get it there, we've got I-26, I-95, 2 railroads, serve different markets. This is a good place to be.
And you know, people know it's a good place to be too. You know, it used to be a time when people would head toward the big cities and that kind of stuff. But there seems to be a little bit of change going on now.
Well, you know, one of the things you have to do is be able to offer the amenities that people want. We are sandwiched between Columbia and Charleston, and the economy from Charleston is growing up. The economy from Columbia is going down, and so we just have waiting on it.
Ms. White, to have the support of Representative Hosey over here and Representative Govan here and Senator Matthews there, must make you feel pretty good, because by them being here today in the middle of the day, you know, it's a big deal.
It is a very big deal, and to have them a part, I consider them to be a part of the Family Solutions team. Not only are they in Columbia, but they're in the rural communities. They know what's going on. They have their hands on the pulse, so that when I come to them, they know the stories already.
Representative Hosey, what are some of the things that you see in your area, your service area, that you think where people benefit from what Family Solutions or Low Country Healthy Start does?
Everything I've found them to do, we benefit from it. They've been really great for our community. What we have every second Monday in Allendale of the month, 9 a.m., is an interagency council meeting that we talk about things of the county, from the state agencies, from the county agencies rather. And so this come in every time. Healthy Start, you know, Healthy Learners and all those programs come through us. Ms. Barry White had the opportunity when we first started this, before she got so busy, you know, to be with us. And so she can understand that that helped us be aware of things in our community, to get things for a benchmark of things that will not have people going back and forth to the citizens, trying to get information that has already been discovered and put in place. So we're looking forward. Allendale's on the move.
What's happening in Orangeburg. I always think about South Carolina State University and what a real central, it's like the heartbeat of Orangeburg. And now to hear that the freshman class is one of the biggest that it's ever been, you got to be proud.
Very proud. I think you're going to see continued growth at South Carolina State. We also have fine institutions like Claflin University, one of the finer technical colleges in the state in terms of Orangeburg Calhoun Tech, and then we also have Denmark Tech, which is under new leadership and is growing. So this bodes well for education, and education is one of the keys that's going to be a stimulus to the local growth in terms of the local economy here, not only in this area but in the state of South Carolina.